Dead honky, said Alberto. You better be careful though, said Jesse. He's not going to forget about any of this. And as far as he's concerned, it's your fault he got put in the hole. Zurdo snorted. Fuck him, he did it to himself. Also, you know he's got friends, said Alberto. And they might come looking for you, just saying. True, said Sebastian. But there's still more of us than them. Yeah, said Zurdo with a sneer and a sigh, his tone bitter all of a sudden. Just spend a day at the courthouse and see who gets locked up. The other three, lost for words, cast their gaze toward the ground with a sigh, shaking heads, pursing lips, and hating that what Zurdo said was true. Although Zurdo was more amused than afraid because of his running with Kurt Irons, the adrenaline was still rushing through his bloodstream an hour after he returned to his cell when lunch was finished. Once the door was locked, he began to practice his karate with punches and kicks fiercer and more urgent than ever before in his life. From time to time, as he paused to catch his breath, he would assume various vulnerable positions and imagine that Kurt was sneaking up on him. As the visions of his nemesis became sharper, the more intense Zurdo's attack became. 4 hours later, Zurdo, aching, panting, and sweating, staggered over to his bed, collapsed upon it, and fell into a deep sleep. Thank you very much. Come back.
I don't know the book Jagger, but
no, you can just fill in the spaces.
No, that's good. All right, we go.
All right, well, come back if you feel comfortable. Edit that last part out, right, my friend. Anyway, I'm just gonna do one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs, done by Jagger Richards from Exile on Main Street. It's called Torn and Frayed. Hey, let me fall you down, way underground. Winding he's bound to fall you down. Just a dead beat right off the street, bound to fall you down. Well, the ballrooms and smelly bordellos and dressing rooms is filled with parasites. On stage the band's got problems. They're a bag of nerves on first nights. He ain't tied down to no hometown. Yeah, you thought he was reckless. You think he's bad, he thinks you're mad. Yeah, and the guitar player gets restless. Well, his coat is torn and frayed. Seen much better days. Just so long as the guitar plays, let it steal your heart away. Steal your heart away. Well, his coat is torn and frayed. Seen much better days. Just so long as the guitar plays, let it steal your heart away. Joe's got a cough, sounds kinda rough. Yeah, and the codeine to fix it. Doctor prescribes the drugstore supplies. round of thanks back to Mr. Natural.
James Conrad, one more time, folks. And now I'd like to welcome to the stage Emily Rose, ladies.
I'm going to sit for my first few, that's okay.
Good.
I have a few new ones tonight. This first one is called Trying to Explain Things to Another Therapist. When I was younger, running 2 hours a day was my fix, and now I'm excited enough to say that I can get 2 hours of sleep without waking up. That's some kind of fix. I can't complain. I've had an education and opportunity on my shoulders, on the weight of my shoulders. I carry privilege, but my mind is too busy carrying bigger and better things like failure and death, but I can't complain. I have an education and opportunity on my shoulders. Oh, I also ran the 800 meter and the half mile. I remember crossing the finish line with my knees shaking. It's really hard to breathe. And now getting up and out of bed gives me the same effects. Who knew that opening and closing your eyes could be so exhausting? I do. But I can't complain. I've had an education and opportunity upon my shoulders. On the weight of my shoulders, I carry privilege, but my mind is too busy carrying bigger and better things, like failure and death. But I can't complain. I have an education and opportunity on my shoulders. One, I guess I'll just call it poetry.
Word.
I couldn't figure out why I don't read much poetry, but I think now I've let myself accept that it's just because it all traces back to you. A blade of grass, your fingertips on my bare back in the morning. They were so soft and gentle, just like those blades of grass we used to pull out from beneath us. Like those blades of grass, I'd line up on my knees. Dirty city sidewalks. I've walked so many with you, and I walked away from you on the same exact sidewalks. Poems of sound and music direct my attention right back to you and what music you would compose on the guitars and on me. Other poems about other lovers, I tell myself that you are the best and the worst lover anyone could ever have. And if what I feel for you was something that someone else could feel, they would have a hard time reading other poetry too. They wouldn't stop writing about you either, which makes a lot of sense seeing as I'm still writing about you. Why I think I'm no good at being with another, a realization at 1:06 a.m. Observations from my parents. The way my father would shake me off his arm when I was little. I hate to be too clingy, but I love you so, and I just wanted to hold on. Anything I forgot to pick up, notebooks, art supplies, books, things I made, those would get kicked into a pile on the floor. I'd be told to pick up that fucking shit because it doesn't need to be taking up space. I don't want to litter you with love letters and poems and paintings and photographs I made of you, or books I picked up because they reminded me of you. I don't want to take up so much space. The way he yells at my mom for not cleaning a closet out after she spent the whole day cleaning the whole house. I'm worried I'm going to do everything but the one thing you actually wanted me to. The way he yells at my mom to stop feeling so sorry for herself because she's depressed after moving and losing her business and her friends and after her mom passed away. I don't want to burden you with my sadness because I'm even getting sick of myself waking up crying most days. The way he called my mom fat, a fat embarrassment who doesn't walk but waddle. I think I binge on guilt and I end up purging self-hatred. The way my mom told me that when she married my father, she did it because she loved him so wholly and he could tolerate her. He expected her to change and she hoped for a lasting love. I expect nothing and I leave before I can disappoint too severely. And I think I've observed well. Alright. And this last one I have help from Boy Blue. Okay. How many times
Do I have to say this to you, to me?
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't
look
touch
at
me.
Get the fuck away from me. What gives you the right to stop your beautiful sleek car to look at my beautiful sleek legs?
Stop
to
it.
stop your car to wag your tongue between your index and middle finger? Are you a dog?
Stop it.
No. Dogs are a bit more compassionate and loving. They make you a bit happy, not cold. What do you do with that left index and middle finger? What do you do with that tongue? Because I use my fingers to wipe my tears and cover my face and to lock the car door quickly behind me.
That's what I do.
I used to use them to gracefully dance blades across my eggshell skin to give me the richest of reds, and I use my tongue to taste my tears. The salt seems to get stronger, you know. And I use my tongue to chew 10 pieces of watermelon gum to try and get the taste of him out of me.
Out of me.
And I use my tongue to absorb the liquor, because the more I take in, the faster I go numb. I use my tongue to talk to myself and to tell me not to wear shorts when it's 90 fucking degrees out, because I know that man will order me to give him a piece of my hot ass while I try to walk to the bank.
Give me a piece of that.
I am not an object, and I hope I taunt you
I am
to
not
keep
an
you up at
object.
night. I'll break your heart if you ever had one. But I took your tongue silently with my index and middle finger, and I plucked it from that putrid mouth of yours that you use day to day to get by.
Take that.
And I am not yours, I am not yours, I am not mine,
yours. I am not yours. I am not mine. I am not mine. I am not an object.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
How many times
do I have to say this to you, to me?
Thank you.
Emily Rose! Now I got a special treat for you. I only see this guy once in a blue moon, and he walked in the door just a little while ago. I'd like to bring one of my favorite comics to the stage. Welcome Ashton Tate, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so the blue guy, I'm the blue moon guy, I guess. Yeah.
Heck
Cool.
yeah.
So I don't mean to brag, but I was on a date this weekend that was going so well that I got hit on while I was on the date.
Wow.
Yeah. I was with a girl, and this guy walked past us, and he was like, "What's up, ladies?" So, pretty good. I wish I was tougher. I actually, for self-defense, I started taking boxing classes. Except now when a guy says he can kick my ass, it lasts twice as long. I don't know why country music is like the only genre of music where guys always wear hats. I saw this country music star, and he was like, as a kid I knew what I was going to be. And it's like, how do you know from such a young age that you're going to be bald? Maybe it's why their songs are about loss. I'm not sure. I don't know. Sometimes I don't like agree with every song that's just about having your heart broken. Sometimes I'll be listening to it and I'm like, yeah, this makes total sense, and then I'll realize, oh yeah, I'm on a date right now. I used to live in London for 3 months, and if you haven't been there, it's a really bad place to have a drinking problem. Because your sponsor ends every text message with cheers. In high school, I don't know what your guys' first romantic relationship was like, but in high school, I thought it was really romantic if you stared into someone's eyes during a kiss. Yeah. I thought it was that until this girl opened her eyes and she was like, "What are you looking at?" And I was like, "Your soul." So yeah. I wish I had a. I wish I had confidence like skateboarders, because like they have so much confidence, yet when they're doing tricks in public, like all they do is fail. I don't know how much you practice at home, where you're like, you know what, I think I can do this in front of strangers. This is, I've failed enough times to do it in front of strangers. So I recently stayed at a motel, and when I checked into the motel, the receptionist was like, hey, you should know this, but a guy hung himself in your same motel room a year ago. So supposedly it's haunted. But why would you believe in a ghost if he doesn't believe in himself?
Right.
Yup. So what else is there? I saw this thing about Quakers that aren't any Quakers in here, are there?
No.
Okay. All right. I figured you never really see them anyway. But I saw this thing about Quakers that said that they don't have a preacher at their service. Like all they do is they sit around and wait for someone to have the word of God inspire them, and then they preach. So it makes me wonder, is there also the word of the devil? Like if I walked up to a girl at the bar and I said, hey, did you fall from heaven? Because you weigh a lot. Yeah, if that would happen. Not sure. I was recently at a club with my friend, and he has this dance move called the ambulance. It's where you walk up to any single group of girls and they get out of the way. Besides that, I don't think ducks will ever go extinct, because there's always going to be single people. I feel like the duck's food pyramid could just be a guy on a bench like this. That would be it. So my friend is single, but he says like the best way that you can meet women is to go to the grocery store between the hours of 10 and 11 at night, and then wait in the ice cream section. So.
That's desperate.
Yeah, it is desperate. Yeah.
Dress like chocolate.
This guy says dress like chocolate. I'm not sure if that would work.
It
could
works.
work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. He just told me that, and I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I think that's it for me. So thank you guys very much. Hope you have a good night. Thank you.
Ashton Tate, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for Ashton. I'm going to play a song that I know you all know, but it's been so long that, oh, there ain't no bugs on me. There ain't no bugs on me. There may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. Well, the Judy bug comes in month of June. The lightning bug comes in May. Bed bugs come just any old time, but they're not really welcome to stay. The mosquito, he flies high. The mosquito, he flies low. If an old mosquito lands on me, he won't fly again no more. I ain't old, there ain't no flies on me. There ain't no flies on me. There may be flies on some of you guys, but there ain't no flies on me. Well, the little bugs have littler bugs that crawl up on their backs and bite them. And the littler bugs have still littler bugs. And so on ad infinitum. Oh, there ain't no bugs on me. There ain't no bugs on me. There may be bugs on some of you bugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. That's one of those songs that there are some songs, I don't know if you know, like Twinkle Star, which actually are about 8 or 9 other songs. For instance, Twinkle Star, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Also, Ba, Ba, Black Sheep, have you any wool? Also, there's another one which Soupy Sales did where he actually does the alphabet backwards, starting with Z. So that song that I just sang, There Ain't No Bugs on Me, also has about 3 other songs. And in the next few weeks, I'll bring each one each week so you can hear how it evolved. And you know what? I tried to look it up, and it turns out these things were written by committees. These songs, they're like Barnacle Bill the Sailor. Over the years, people just keep adding and adding and adding. So I tracked it all back as far as I could go, and believe it or not, it goes back to the 14th century. So that's a song that's been around for what, 500 years? Good tunes last. Good tunes last. So, I wrote this song and I've been singing it, what I call acapulco, for the last few years. And I finally sat down the other day and said, hey, put some chords on this. So, I'm thankful for your smile. I'm thankful for your wink, that little twinkle in your eye. I'm thankful for the music in your soul. When I'm feeling incomplete, you make me whole. I'm thankful for your touch, the little things you do and say that always mean so much, like being here and always being true. For this and so much more, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I'm thankful for your fire, the passion of your spirit never ceases to inspire me. I'm thankful for this moment that we share, and for a chance to let you know I care. So if you feel like no one wants you, know that you're my lucky star. And I am thankful for you just the way you are.
Wow, I like it.
And that is my swan song, my good evening song. So I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you who came out here and made my day worth being here. And this will be online if you would like to see it. To that URL up there, you just have to make sure that the AEZ at the end are caps. If you put them in small cases, it won't come up. So this will be posted in just a few hours as soon as I go home, and it'll be up there. And then later on the week, it will go to YouTube, where it will be until the sun burns out. So I thank you all. See you all next week. Remember, Jack Cutter is coming next week, and he will start at exactly 7 o'clock.
Wow.
Sign is from 6:30 to 7:30. See you all then. Good night, Granny Rose.
How long is Jack?
Good night, Mrs. McGillicuddy, wherever you are. Thank you, Danny. Stop interfering. Yes.
Half an hour or 45 minutes. Jack Cutter's playing for
Half an hour.
7 to 7:30.
Features are always a half an hour.
Okay.
Coolness.